Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Adventures of Drawing. I'll draw a scene for you today using a variety of pencils, a smudging tool, and some erasers. So, without further ado, let's dive right into this. Let's see. I've got my frame cut out right here, like so. Maybe the horizon's going to be down here. Next thing I want to lay out are some clouds. So I'll just indicate the lower area of the clouds with very flat arcs. Down here, they are rather short and close together. As I go up my scene, I make the lines longer and separate them more to indicate that the clouds are appearing larger. Also, I have a certain scene in mind. That's why I'm pausing, or I pause right there to think about it, how it's going to be laid out. I think this could be it. Not too sure, but that's roughly how I envisioned it. Maybe I want this to be more on this side over here, have a little bit more space right in there. Take out this one as well, just a little bit. Okay. So there's going to be sky visible in this patch and down here, if I manage to pull it off the way I want to, at least. So I'm going to go in and just fill in a little bit of sky. Just a very light gray, so that the bright areas of the clouds stick out against it. All the way down here. Up here. Trying to make it as smooth as possible. Maybe a little darker. The larger the contrast between the white and the sky, the more the bright areas of the clouds stick out and the more impressive they're going to look. But of course, we don't want the sky to be dark. Maybe like this. Okay, taking the smudging tool, I'll go across just to get rid of the lines. Make the sky as smooth as possible, since of course it's just a very smooth transition in the sky from the horizon to up at the top, from a very light value to a little bit darker, and there are no lines, there's no structure in the sky. You all know that, of course. Okay. So the next thing I'll do is erase a couple of shapes for the clouds right here. And they stick out up here. Maybe like this. For clouds, I always make circular motions with my eraser. That automatically gives me the outline of a cloud. And then there is a cloud, or more like I'll try to achieve several clouds poking out right here in this large area. Let's just start somewhere and just erase an area right here. Maybe I should stop thinking too much about things. Okay. Give it a very characteristic cloud shape with things poking out here and there. Okay, that's this area, and then we have to give those clouds over here a shape as well that pokes into this area of the sky. Like so. This one right here, maybe like so. And then that one. Let's see, this one is in front of that one, so it would overlap like this. Let's have something overlap in here. Okay, let me establish the lower side of this cloud already so I don't lose sight of what I did here. This one just pokes in like this, and then we've got this one down here, maybe like this, going over here. Okay, that's our setup for the clouds. Let me knock off all this eraser residue. Just get rid of that. Okay. Pick that up real quick. Now, I'll take the HB pencil and establish the lower areas of the clouds. Just go along there, make those darker and extend them upwards. Get lighter and lighter as you approach the next line where the next cloud is. Let's have something more down here. This shouldn't look empty. There are clouds going all the way beyond the horizon. One more down there. And then just some value down in here. Now, as I go up into the volumes, I create smaller sections of the clouds by not just extending this whole line up and up and up like this, but I'm making smaller flat arcs to create some more volumes inside of the volume. Give it a nice amount of detail like this. Going up further, we've got almost an entire page to fill with this, so it's taking a while. That's where our patience comes into play. Sometimes you gotta fill a large area with a color or a value or a structure or something else, and then you just gotta do the job. I leave a couple of light areas in there just for some extra volumes, some extra detail, extra three-dimensionality. Okay, right here I have to be careful not to go into the side volume of this cloud. Right here as well. Okay, let's go over to this big one right here. Maybe some more detail below it, like so. And then let's go in there. For the beginning, I'll just give it just a little bit of value up front. And then I will create those smaller volumes in there. Just like so. Okay. Now one thing I forgot is that I want to have some clouds overlap here. So I'll quickly sketch some cloud volumes overlapping right here. Maybe there's something like this up in here. This goes down here, and there's another layer right there. Okay. Now we're going over here to the right side. Only filling in the lower areas of the cloud right now. There we've got our clouds overlapping. Right. While I fill all this in, I don't have anything or not a lot to tell you about what I'm doing right here, since it's all the same. So I just want to tell you, share with you, that I've caught up with all the streams except for one that I missed, which I'm very proud of. And I watched a couple of streams back, and I realized that I leave a lot of blank areas, or I don't know how to explain this. It's not directly stuttering, but I pause within my sentences a lot to think about what I say, and I want to stop this and train myself to speak fluently. So I hope I'll be able to achieve that. Just to let you know a couple of things that I am planning to do, things that I'm trying to improve upon. And also, that's just something that I can tell you right now while I do this repetitive stuff. Okay, so we're up in here, almost done with the lower areas of the clouds. Last one is this huge one up here, and in here I create larger sub-portions, sub-volumes within the cloud than down below, since everything appears larger as it is closer to us, not only the clouds themselves, but the subdivisions and sub-volumes within them as well. Can you see that? I think you can. Okay, now I will go into the side volumes of the cloud, the side areas. So I've got to determine where the sunlight comes from. And for sake of simplicity, I'll say it comes from the left. Also, since I made lines in here to the right area of those clouds, and I didn't make it in the side areas of these clouds right here, so I can leave those bright, and I can just combine those lines that I made here with the shadow volumes, so they disappear within the shadows. So let's just do that. Let's also create some volumes and shapes in the side area of the clouds. Okay. Now we make our C shapes. First, I'll just fill in those larger areas that I just created, and then I'll see if I can add some more detail. So I'll have to put in some shadows right here as well, to the right side of each volume. Also down here, this area is darker than the top area of the cloud. So I'll just give this whoop, can't talk anymore at all. I'll just give this a value now. So the lower bright top area of the cloud sticks out against the side area of the cloud behind it. So following this principle, I'll have to give this side area of the cloud a light value as well. Let's not try to get too dark, since I'll go in with the smudging tool later and it's going to get a little darker still. Okay, just doing this for this cloud back here. Now, let's create some more details in there. Some individual bumps poking out here and there. Same for back here. The right sides of the volumes have some shadows. Also this area right here to the very right would have to be in the shadow. Let's create some more shadows in here, down there. I'm right now making faster lines with my pencil to try and be more spontaneous. Okay, maybe that's it for this huge bulk of clouds. Next thing, I'll go into this area right here of the right side, all those clouds in here. They all need a shadow area to the right side, and down here I have to extend the lower area as well. So there are shadow areas emerging from the lower area into the side of the cloud. all the way up here. Almost done with this step now. Okay. Now the next step is to grab the smudging tool and fluff all those clouds up. First, I'll just go across here, since this all is more or less just a gray mess down there. Then I'll go into a couple of individual clouds to fluff them up a little bit more, and then just work my way up again from the very background down there above the horizon, working my way towards the foreground. Okay, go up in here. Just touch the piece of paper very lightly. You want to keep most of what you already did with the pencil. You don't want to completely get rid of your lines. You just want to make them smoother. Smooth up the edges. And then pull some graphite from the line into the lighter area of the volumes to create a transition. Make a couple of lines in there with the smudging tool as well to create some very soft volumes, very soft outlines. Okay, all the way in here, I make the side of the cloud just a little bit softer, and then go into those side volumes as well and get some graphite and pull it into the lighter areas. The next layer up here, let's work with that, and that looks very detailless, so let me go in there and add a couple more volumes. Maybe like this, just a few. Okay, alright, I totally forgot this one as well. So let me quickly add the shadows in here. And then make it really fluffy. The last one of the bulk towering up there. Okay, I did this one already. The next one is this one. All right, almost done. Go in here. Make it really fluffy. Up there. And this one right here. Okay, the next thing I want to do is create some more detail by going in here with the 3B pencil and creating some more dark areas. Just go into a couple of clouds at the very low edge and just give them that extra bit of darkness down there. Make sure not to go across the light areas too much. With this darker pencil, just go into the darker areas of the clouds. Just a couple of them, not all of them, and make them even darker. Leave the light areas. Okay, just in here, a little bit more detail, a little bit more contrast. Up there, and then up here. Right here we can really use a lot of the 3B pencil, since we only see the lower area of this huge and very close cloud. Okay, now I'll have to add some ground down here. And since I want the clouds to be the subject of this drawing, I'll not go into a lot of detail down there. I'll just fill this area in with the HB pencil. Hello there. We've got someone tuning in right at the end. Hope you're doing fine. And you're even dropping into the chat to say hello. Really appreciate it. Okay, just going into the ground right here, separating the horizon line from the sky. And then I'll go across. Yeah, I'll just, every stream I'll draw one scene and then I'll end the stream. I know it's not very long. I know that if I drew some more scenes and spent longer time streaming, I would probably get some more viewers, but I don't know. I can't concentrate for longer, or not necessarily concentrate, but draw for many hours. It's not for me. So yeah, I'll just finish one drawing and then end the stream. 40 minutes is good. Okay. So yeah, I think I am done with the scene for today. So let me clean up those edges. Get them nice and straight. Just go along in one nice sweep to get a nice and clean border at the edge of your drawing. I do not draw comics. I did, when I was younger, draw 2 pages of a comic that I came up with myself, but no, I do not generally draw comics. All right, let me knock off this residue right here. Put it back into frame. What's that comic? It was a guy, yeah, just a superhero comic. I think I called it after the city I lived in at the time or something. Just stupid stuff. In each, or in both pages were one story each, and they followed the same pattern. Introduction of the hero, then he met the villain, and they got into a brawl, and the hero won. So there was nothing story-wise. It was just some stupid stuff I made up. The drawing is pretty good. Thank you very much. Okay, let me sign this down here. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you got something out of it. Maybe just in the background as ASMR while you got some work done. Maybe you got some inspiration for your own subjects for drawing, or some technique. You subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much. I hope I'll see you again. Maybe drop down in the comments. Talk to me about what you think about what I'm doing right here. Bye bye there. Have a nice evening, or afternoon, or morning, or night, whatever time it is over there. Yeah, talk to me in the comments about what you think about what I'm doing right here. talking to everybody and talking to a particular person in chat really threw me out of my thing right here that I do at the end. So yeah, I just cut it right here and say, thanks for checking out the stream. Thanks for checking out the VOD. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.